Kent?
You speak with Naboo, not Kent Nelson.
I don't recall asking you to join us, Naboo.
Begin.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another live stream. Today we're going to be talking about some tech news along with the weekly roundup for this week. Now, just like a quick little, I guess, recap, if you will, for those who are wondering, because I have seen this question quite a lot recently, and it's why do you always play Injustice or video games while you're talking about TV tech and things like that? I am not a master at OBS, which again is what most people are using, so I'm not able to, you know, show you other things. If I ever became a master at it, maybe I'd do that, but I haven't invested in a mic setup or stuff like that for the PC side of things because, you know, funding and all that. But that being said, either way, just wanted to answer all you guys' questions. I know you guys have some questions probably going into the Super Bowl weekend. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for TVs and what models are great, and now is definitely the time to get those final questions in. As many of you probably know, you have until this Sunday to figure all that stuff out. So we're going to try to help you out with that, along with just kind of have a general conversation. So if there's a topic or a question that you have, literally any question, any topic, just ask and I will be more than happy to answer to the best of my ability. And with that, we're going to start answering the questions by seeing we've got Brett. What's going on? Thanks for stopping by tonight. Oliver, thanks for stopping by. What's going on, man? And Brett, you say, I'm seeing Kiss tomorrow night. I haven't actually ever seen a concert in my life, so I don't really know the excitement that goes into it, but I do wish you well on that one. Hope it's everything you've expected and anticipated it to be. Steve, what's going on, man? You said, what up, Q? Finally made a live chat, buddy. Yeah, I mean, it's great to have you here, man. I definitely appreciate you, and want to give a huge shout out to Steve here, because for those that don't out here, I mean, really, every conversation I have with Steve in the comments, just bang on, spot on, nails it every time. And I wanted to acknowledge him because he's literally one of the most active people, to the point where even my wife knows him because he's just that active. So I think that's really, really good. And I did want to say a big shout out to Steve for that. So, man, thank you for being awesome. And yeah, just existing and doing you. I definitely appreciate that. And so a lot of the news that I heard this week coming out of colleagues and things of that nature, talking about new technologies, some people talking about new implementations of quantum dots that may be more colorful, that may be implemented possibly on the new Hisense, I said Hisense, but the new Hisense and their dual cell technology. Supposedly, there's a rumor. I'm not gonna take it any farther than just saying it's a rumor. It may or may not pan out. People are saying, hey, you know, maybe there's something going on with the quantum dots. They might be more colorful. They might have a new implementation with their dual cell technology. And to which I can just only say, maybe. We'll see how that goes. As you guys see what's going on here stateside, the impeachment trials with Trump still going on. I haven't followed it. If there's any insight you guys could add on that, it'd be great. I don't really catch up on it much. As far as 4K movies, I haven't seen anything outside of like the Joker really getting really notable and popular. It kind of seems like 4K movies are kind of quiet so far. Not any huge releases. As far as video games, again, that's more of the same. Video gaming, personally, in my opinion, is going to be dead until about March, where things really start kicking off, because then not only do we have like all the crazy cool anime games and things like that, and like the big ones like what is it, in spring actually you have the Avengers game coming out, like I think in May or something like that, and then we head on into E3 and things like that. But honestly, tech in general so far has just kind of really gotten a lot slower than I would have expected, especially considering, I mean, like, guys, do you realize tomorrow is February? Like, not a whole lot has happened in 2020 that feels like futuristic yet. It just kind of feels like we're all kind of going through the motions of a new year. And from a technical perspective, like loving tech, it's really unfortunate, and I wish that that wasn't the case, but here we are, right? But let's see what you guys have to say. I'm going to read some of these comments we have here. We've got Healthful Servant, who I want to thank and give a huge shout out to for being a VIP member. And a massive shout out, by the way, to all of our VIPs. Now, for those who don't know, the VIPs and the members, people who join the channel, that is a very big deal and a huge thing. They're essentially our sponsors of this channel. They make it all possible, helping us out, fund the channel, because I don't do what other people do. I fight so hard, tooth and nail, to go against the status quo. Nobody cares. I'm going to be very honest with you. Nobody cares when you come out and you say, hey, I want to thank you for sending this over. You know, they don't care, right? People just watch the video. They like the video. Nobody cares about shilling. But from a moral code perspective, I think there's something so jaded and nasty about literally taking monetary gratuities from a corporation and then rendering what's supposed to be an opinion on a product that they just gave you. I hate it. I think it's dirty. And so essentially the members here help me continue to be what I am, the #1 brand in honesty that doesn't do that trash and that will just buy a product and tell you straight up what it is. And I thank you so much, guys, because really it's really helping out. And this year I'm planning to be even more aggressive, cover even more ground, and do so many more unique and exciting little tests that I'm not going to spoil for anyone. But I can just say I'm excited to get this stuff going, and if I can do everything I'm planning on doing this year, it should be a pretty big year for us in general in the community. As far as the channel and the channel's growth, I mean, YouTube probably hates me, and I'll probably not be very big on YouTube here simply because I'm not doing their rules, right? You have to bring sponsors and third-party marketers onto the platform, which that's what they want. That's what, again, grows the YouTube platform with the ad dollars and all that. But I can't stress this enough. The reason I'm going into such a lengthy detail about this membership thing is because it's seriously a big deal. On YouTube, you'll see in the coming months, even you'll see more and more YouTubers pop up and thank their sponsors. I see FOMO has finally gotten into that and shown his true colors. I'm telling you right now, it's the way of the world. As a YouTuber, you have two choices. You do it the right way, and it's hard, and you make virtually no money doing it like I do, or you cheat your way up, and you lie, and you shill, and you market, and there you go. You'll be the next biggest thing. But personally, I don't like that way. It doesn't sit well with me. So, with all that out of the way, it's a long way of saying thank you, but thank you. That being said, we've got Steve saying thanks for the shout out, buddy. Here for you anytime. Yeah, man, and I really appreciate you, Steve. I mean, like, literally I'm not joking, every dialogue that you have is literally like just spot on, man. You're just a person just shooting the shit, talking, being a normal human being, and I truly appreciate that. And all of you guys do that, but Steve is one of the absolute best at it, like with the amount of support he does give on just anything and everything that I put out, man, and it really means a lot. It really does. Like, every time I see Steve, it's just like, man, this guy is awesome. He's on it. I really appreciate you, man. So thank you for that. And Brett says, seeing Kiss is basically seeing a concert and the 4th of July fireworks display at the same time. That's pretty dope. It's going to have pyro, fire, confetti. It's going to be crazy. Man, see, you make it sound like that much fun. I kind of feel like I'm missing out now. I remember, like, when I was growing up, like, the big thing for me, and, like, my generation, I guess, I wouldn't even say my generation, I would guess my generation was probably the end of this, to be honest with you. I'd probably say, like, for me and the people in, like, the 80s and maybe the 70s, I would say, like, wrestling was huge because they used to do, like, the larger-than-life intros with pyrotechnics going off, and, like, now it's, like, this Mickey Mouse bullshit where everybody's just, like, acting really terribly. But back when I was growing up, man, you got behind guys like Goldberg, you know? I mean, who didn't like Bill Goldberg? I mean, that was like the coolest thing, you know? You got the smoke, and so I can only imagine if you're at a Kiss concert and they've got all that stuff going off, along with like some solos. I mean, come on. That'd be pretty beast. So, I haven't been to a concert simply because I don't like people, right? Like, contrary to popular belief, I'm on YouTube, I talk to people every day. I genuinely hate people. I hate being around people shoulder to shoulder, people bumping into me, yelling in my ear at a loud event. I can't stand that. I'm like the ultimate, like, I just want to sit down and relax and sip a nice cup of coffee, tea, something relaxing, and just vibe with some movies or something. You know what I mean? And it's too busy for me, but if they had like a skybox or something like that where I could essentially watch it on a private screen or something, which would defeat the purpose, but I don't know, that's my speed right there. Anything else is a little overkill for me, but yeah, it sounds like fun. You gotta record it, man. You gotta let us know. You gotta show us on YouTube what you got, man. I would love to see a recording of your live event and you're just going crazy at it. Longhorns, I'll just say Longhorns because the numbers will make it way too long to read. What's going on, man? You said, what's up, Q? Wondering if you have heard anything or seen anything negative about Sony's firmware v.3. I haven't really heard anything about their update. I couldn't even tell you what it pertains to. I will say, and I have said this earlier in the year, I believe, or last year sometime ago. I think I said it this year, but if not, I'll say it again. This year going forward, I can't stress to all you guys and gals watching right now, when the TVs do start launching and I start getting them in for review, when I say getting them in, I mean like literally buying them and then getting them in, because that does hold two different connotations on YouTube in today's market. Just throw that out there. But when I do start getting TVs in and we start reviewing and all that good jazz, I will not be updating a single one of these TVs, because that needs to reflect the global market. And people all over the world technically have internet to some degree, but what about those that don't? And I want to start representing those people as well, instead of just everybody who's got it made in the shade with lemonade, you know what I mean? Because what happens if your Wi-Fi goes down, but, you know, you bought this new TV? Are you to believe until Wi-Fi gets fixed that your TV is garbage? That's something you need to know about, and nobody currently is reviewing that aspect of it, and we got to touch on more real-world stuff, so that's what I'll do. So technically, no, I haven't heard anything on it. If I do hear anything about that firmware, I will let you know. If I hear anything negative, I'll keep my eye out on that specific one, and I do thank you for pointing that out. We've got a comment here from Daniel G. Perez. What's going on, man? And thank you for being one of our members as well. It really means a lot. And you said, what up, man? Just stopping in to say what up. You said you're the best, and you got the Master Race emoji. You're literally the first person, by the way. I must throw that out there, to ever use one of the member exclusive emojis. Nobody ever uses them. So what I'll do is I'll pop a thumbs up, and I'll do a little Master Race emoji back right there, just because nobody ever uses them. For the members out there, you have exclusive emojis just for you guys, so take advantage with it, have fun, get your message out in a unique way, and suggest something and I'll add it. You know, it's really quite simple for me to do that and remove some things and add some things. But yeah, man, what's going on, man? I'm glad you stopped by. Thank you for stopping by to say what's up. We've got Tornado XP. You said they all love Squarespace, LOL. Yeah, I noticed that about a lot of the sponsored videos. It's Squarespace. And I've actually been approached by that as well for a marketing thing. It was so funny. Oh, you're going to love this. They approach me and they say, oh, we would love to have you like talk about our stuff in your video or whatever. And then they go on to say that, oh, but you can click this link and then you can sign up here, and you need a minimum of like 2,000 views per video or close to it, and just basically a following. And the whole time in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, so where were you when I started over again and I was at like 300 something subscribers and I was like earning my way up, and like even way before that on my first channel? Like, where were you guys then? You only want to come in when the community's built, when the hard work's done, and you think there's money that you can be making off of my hard work and my community. And I hate that. It's a parasite mentality. So I don't do the whole like marketing thing, but yeah, I see Squarespace a lot. That and Sprizzy. There's a lot of Sprizzy stuff going around lately. At least I've seen them on a lot of my videos. When we roll ads on videos, you see that popping up, and then I see a lot of content creators talking about that now. So I don't know, something definitely going on with the type of marketing, but either way, I'm not with it, man. Jalen, what's going on? You said 2020 shaping up to be a great year for tech. Phones, TVs, next generation consoles, and more. I mean, honestly speaking, I'm more excited about the next generation consoles. I feel like the TVs are going to be like whatever for me, because I already have my TVs. I think like outside of a handful, like I'm excited to see dual cell. TCL, even though technically I hate their SJW BS, I do really want to see what they do with the 6 series, and I am excited to see if it's implemented great, because I would love to finally say something nice about the company, you know? Be able to say, hey, listen, here's a brand in TCL that started really rough, and now they're doing their thing. They're really killing it, knocking out of the park with these affordable TVs. And the motion is better. These are things I would like to say. If they'll let me say them, a different story, but I'm definitely excited for TVs. Hisense has got me super excited for their dual cell, though I also am excited to see what they do with the H9 series. Hopefully it improves on the complaints that I had. And Samsung, I'm sad to say I'm really, really disappointed in. I mean, 8K is being rushed out because virtually they have nothing to offer, and I'm not with that. Like, there is no 8K content. And I'm really, I know this might strike some people the wrong way. I'm there. But like, I'm really salty at the fact that we don't have any HDR10 plus content, because Samsung chose to walk away from not only making Blu-ray players for it, but it seems like even the general support or mention of it altogether has just kind of been thrown to the wayside, even though at first that's how they sold us on a lot of our QLED TVs. I think it's very dirty that companies can do that. Like, one year they're all about this one thing, and then they ditch it the moment that they see it's not really taking off like they thought it would. Then they can pull out from underneath your feet. You know what I mean? Like, that's my thing. Like, don't sell me on like false merits, and that's what I feel Samsung is doing. Sony this year, kind of more of the same from Sony with the chipset that they've got going on. And I don't know. We'll just see how it happens. I'm not gonna, again, I'm not biased, right? So I'm not gonna pick a side. I'm just less enthusiastic, if you will, to see some things than others. I'm actually more excited to see what Vizio does this year. Maybe they listened to some serious complaints and fixed it. Probably not, but we'll see. I don't know. It really just depends in general on what goes on within the year. But yeah, so far for me, this is shaping up to be kind of like the worst year, simply because I've had a lot of hospital stuff going on and sickness and all that. So 2020, I'm not really feeling this year so far. Hopefully we could turn it around. And you said is afterwards, so I do see that correction there. You said 2020 is shaping up. What's going on, Kimmy? You said, hello, I hope your health is okay. You said, we all appreciate your honesty. I really appreciate that, Kimmy. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, so far today, my health is doing great, but to be very honest with you, I'm kind of still on my medication, so it lasts a while. So I can't really judge how I'm doing today. We'll know probably tomorrow or the next day, but fortunately I am ambulatory, and I'm not, you know, bedridden or anything like that, so that's good, and I'm not in the hospital or sick yet, so far so good, and I definitely appreciate the well wishes and the appreciation of the honesty. Brett says, look up Kiss Live, and that's something I've seen. I've seen some live, like, YouTube videos of them where it looks like a lot of, like, pyro and stuff like that. I've seen that. I just never, I don't know. I think it would be a different experience seeing it live and being there, but I actually haven't had the chance to do that. What's going on, Chin to Pat? You said, hi. What's going on, man? Steve says, speaking of 80s wrestling, I am and always will be a Hulkamaniac. The 80s rocked. Sorry, I'm old school. There is nothing to apologize, bro. Nothing to apologize for. Hulk Hogan, I mean, if you don't like Hulk Hogan, I mean, you're not a true wrestling fan. That is, eat your vitamins and say your prayers, am I right? I mean, come on. Who didn't love Hulk Hogan? I mean, what Nazi out there is like, no Hulk Hogan, Ocean Snyden. Like, no, like, you love the American hero, Hulk Hogan. He's fantastic. I mean, really. And again, not a knock on anybody out there that might be offended by some things, but, you know, I can't cover all of my grounds. What's going on? Optimus, right? Optimus Vader. That'd be a horrifying thing. Your name would actually be literally horrifying if that actually showed up in a film. And the way Star Wars films are going, they might just mix Optimus Prime and Vader together, making a cyborg hybrid. Talking about it needed change. But who knows? That joke out of the way, you said, I go to see Striper? What? Striper? I don't know what Striper is. And you said next Friday? I don't know what Striper is. Can you tell me what Striper is? Anybody out there? I'm very unfamiliar. I hope I'm saying that right. I think it's Striper, but we'll see. What's going on, Brett? You said, LOL, IP, Kiss, rock and roll all night. Finale on YouTube. You said you'll be absolutely mind blown, and you said it's nuts. You'll think that the building is gonna burn down. That much pyro, huh? It sounds like it'll be fun. Kiss rock like hell. And then we've got Chaos. What's going on, man? You said, do you play any Battlefield on your TVs? And you said, love the videos, keep up the good reviews. I don't play like Battlefield. I play Star Wars Battlefront 2. Battlefront 1, the classic Battlefronts. Well, to be fair, I do have Battlefield 4 and 3, but I don't ever play them, like literally ever. But I could, if that's the request that you would be making. I could do that. What's going on? A. Jones, you said, oh, thank you for being a VIP member here. You said, hey, Quantum, did you finally get the chance to access the video I sent you? Yes, I finally did get to see the video. It was a decent video. I mean, I think we can all agree that that's the kind of video that most people should be happy to see, you know what I mean? And I do appreciate you guys for sending that over. What's going on, Brett? You said, where can I send you some videos, some of the videos? Facebook would probably be the better route. I don't I'm not gonna lie to you, don't usually have time to check Facebook or a lot of things, but whenever my hands aren't tied with running around and doing 1,000,001 things, I definitely will check out the video. If you could send it there. You said I will be recording the best parts, including Gene Simmons spitting blood out during the bass solo. Do you have email? Yeah, the email's in the about section, and you can just email it there. Though to be honest with you, I never check my email. Literally never. Like once in a blue moon, just for like maybe to keep up with it, but I don't check the email. I really don't. I'm bad about that. That's because I have a Facebook that's usually overflowing with comments and questions and messages that I'm not caught up with all the messages. It's just a lot for one person to keep up with. I see why people hire managers, social media managers for this, but I'm only one guy. I can't really do that much. The best thing to do is what Quantum says, and to keep your TV offline. They can't nerf it. Yeah, I appreciate that definitely, because they do nerf TVs quite a lot, and I've seen so much worse than just nerfing. For some of you original guys out there, you might remember the 930 videos where they literally just introduced like black flashing into the screen, and it was basically a broken display. Due to the local dimming nerfing. It was terrible. So yeah, I definitely agree with that all the way. We've got Chad. What's going on? You said my TCL R625 has a thin vertical line through it. You said, what the heck you think that would be? That sounds like a defect, and the only way to fix that is to contact the manufacturer and see if they'll do something for you, or to sell it, swap it out. But don't do the Craigslist thing, like where it's broken and you're like, hey man, I got this TV for you at an awesome deal. Wink, wink, you know, don't do that. But yeah, I'd definitely get it checked out for sure, man. What's going on, Steve? You said Chad has a thin vertical line. You have a thin vertical line through your screen? Yeah, it might be a panel issue. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It definitely might be something that's a huge defect that needs to be looked at. Pepe, I'm going to mess this up. I'm already going to tell you I'm going to mess it up. And I apologize in advance. Pepe Chap Pet. No, I'm not gonna try that. What's going on, Pepe? You said anybody try H9F? Anybody try the H9F? I have. I think it's great. I mean, can't say enough about it for what it is. I mean, I'm gonna be realistic, right? Like I say it's great. I say it's like one of the best TVs, but like, you know, I'm not trying to hype it up either. Like it ain't perfect. It's got some flaws. So you know, black levels can have some sour points where they turn grayish and you run into some blooming. But for the most part, for the money, I haven't seen too many TVs that are just beating that TV at all. Like it's a good TV. Anybody out there in the community that has the Hisense H9F, maybe share your experience so it doesn't just look like I'm the only one who sees this TV as awesome. That'd be great as well. What's going on, Optimus Vader? You said, my wife and I got a Sony Bravia X900E for my father-in-law. From my father-in-law passed away. Sorry to hear that. You said, how good are they, and what are they, and what are their problems, if any? You said, thanks for what you, thank you for your wonderful videos. The problems with the Sony X900E, honestly, are that it sometimes can have a glitchy internal application system. So if you're using Netflix, Hulu, sometimes that can crash. It's not as stable. Wi-Fi chip can be pretty weak. As far as the black levels, they're pretty decent in general. They usually do a really good job. They're really solid. But they can be gray at times if you're, again, in a completely dark room, depending on the panel lottery. So it really does vary. In terms of just overall day-to-day usage, though, the Sony X900E is probably unarguably about the best TV Sony has made at a full array local dimming level. I would say at the $1,000 price range. They haven't really been able to beat that TV since. Not the 900F, not the 950G, none of those TVs were able to beat that. So I would definitely consider checking that one out. And if you got it because your father-in-law passed away, which again I'm really sorry to hear about, that's a score. That's a really good TV. I have the same 55-incher. I actually, funny story today, was making settings for the Q8FN. I'm still working on them. Then I had to randomly run an errand because, life happens and all. But yeah, it's a pretty damn good TV, I'm not going to lie. I tested out some PC stuff on it as well, getting that aspect of it buttoned up, or at least trying to. This is a solid TV. The only gripe I would have is that colors aren't as popping anymore after a couple of updates. So if you can, don't update it, but that would be my big thing there. We've got Steve Smith says the 900E is still one of the best TVs ever made. Love and mine to death. I hear you there. It's a great TV, and I couldn't agree more. Brett says, okay, I'll send it on Facebook, and it'll be on my YouTube as well. You can just click on my name as well. Yeah, just let me know when you have it, and I'll be more than happy to check out your video. Like, if you link it to me. YouTube, and I have to say this for all 30 of you guys watching right now. YouTube immediately blocks links, and lately they've been blocking all of your comments. I'm not even joking. Literally everyone's comments is getting blocked, or not blocked, but held for review lately, because of this new algorithm thing they're doing where they hold comments for review. I don't know why they're doing that, but literally, like Steve's comments, like Steve Smith, your comments are getting held. Like Brett, your comments, everybody's comments are getting held. I have to keep going in manually and approving everybody's comments. So some people will start feeling like their comments are getting deleted. I'm not deleting comments, believe me. I don't have time for that. Unless, of course, they're like the comments that just come in and they're just like spam bombing a bunch of F-bombs. Then, of course, yeah, I block and remove that. But generally speaking, I don't touch anybody's comments, and yeah, that's a big problem. So if you send a link, my point being here, you send a link, YouTube just blocks that altogether because they don't like people sending things to take somebody away from another person's channel or from the platform. So like for those people sending links to like HH Greg, or like, not HH Greg, they're dead. What am I saying? JB Hi-Fi or Wi-Fi, or Hi-Fi it is? Yeah, Hi-Fi. I got a lot of links to that lately. Those are all getting held. So just make sure if you're sending links over, you let me know about it ahead of time so I can know who it's from. Otherwise, YouTube's just going to hold it, and I've got to go through the list and approve it. And sometimes they put it under the spam likely folder, and I don't check spam likely like almost ever. I check like held for review, but I don't check spam likely like for months. And sometimes I have some comments in there, perfectly normal comments, going on like 6 months. I just haven't checked it. So yeah, just a fair warning there. What's going on? Leb Mike, what's happening? You said, hey Q, it's been a while, but wanted to say hi. Hope you're feeling well, or hope you and the family are doing well. Yeah, I'm doing all right so far. I can't complain. I thank you for stopping by tonight. It means a lot. So yeah, I hope you and the family are doing good as well. What's going on, Optimus? You said, thank you, Steve Smith. So far is being really amazing. That's what's up. Chad, what's going on? You said, thanks. I've been in contact with TCL, and I think they may warranty it for me. You said, not sure how the process will go, though. Yeah, I just be mindful. Like, they're going to usually want, like, receipts and, like really old receipts that would almost be impossible if you had it for over a year to keep on to, unless you have, like, a logbook of that stuff. And they usually want you to take a bunch of photos and stuff like that. That's the typical process. But who knows, maybe they might be different, because I've never actually heard of the TCL return exchange process. So if you have any insight on that after the fact, feel free to let me know so I can be educated on that, because I'm relatively ignorant when it comes to TCL's return exchange process through the warranty. I haven't had any run-ins with that. And A. Jones says, hope you feel better, Quantum. I am praying for your health. I definitely appreciate it and can use it at this point in time, because I am not 100%, but do the whole brave face thing, go out there, fight the good fight, you know what I mean? And what's going on? I'm gonna mess this up. Del Toro? I think that's an L, but I'm not sure. It could be an I. It could be De Toro. I'm not sure. But either way, what's going on, man? You said hi. Hi Q. What do you think about the upcoming H9G? Any predictions? So far for the H9G, I think it'll be about the same as the H9F. I really do. I think they're going to disappoint the heck out of everybody expecting a big improvement. I think it's just the same TV reskinned, because they have the dual cell TV, and the black levels are going to be gray because they want you to buy the newer version, which is the dual cell, later on that year. And if they make their TV too good, then people won't buy it. That's what I would surmise from their business strategy. But I could be wrong and hope to be wrong. That's a prediction, though. You said, I need to buy a TV before May. You said, is it better to wait for it or try to buy the Q80R on clearance? I'm planning something for a long time, 5+ years. I would avoid the Q80R. Reason being is because you're overpaying. Simply put, Samsung diluted the quantum dot color. The Hisense H9F right now, today, is a dramatically better TV in almost every aspect of the word, just simply because the color is customizable, better I mean, brightness, it's brighter, it's a better looking TV with motion. I could go on forever, but needless to say, the Samsungs, they're missing something, and that's the only way I can describe it. Like, when you watch it and you've had it for a long period of time, you'll start being like, wow, the Samsung is really missing something, and you'll try to put your finger on it, and it's just that next level step that you're looking for. I think it'd be better to wait for the H9G if you could, because while I predict it's going to be about the same as the H9F, maybe potentially a little better, give or take. Who knows? But I think it still would be a better weight than the Q80R on clearance, most definitely. I would not buy that TV at all. At least, again, if you have options. Now, if you don't have many options and your hands are tied, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? What's going on, Pepe? You said, thank you, pronouncing right? You just laughing. I hope I'm saying it right. I never know with names, like, because I usually butcher names, so I appreciate you letting me know that, man. Doug, what's going on? You said, should I get the H9F or wait for the new model? I'd wait. I mean, we're literally going into February tomorrow, right? So with it being February, then we have, what, March and April? And I can guarantee you, they're gonna hit before March or before the April season, the new TVs of some sort. So I can only imagine they'd be trying to rush it out, if not early April to mid-April, which like April 15th or something like that. They like that date a lot too. It really depends, but I would wait. What's going on? Pepe. You said I'm on the same page. Chaos, what's going on? You said Sony A8G worth it? Hell yeah, absolutely. Can't say enough about it. You know, I just figured out, like, I'm really bad at this. I was supposed to do another burn-in thing for you guys, a test, to put out the test results. I'll have to end up doing that maybe tomorrow or something like that. But yeah, man, it's a TV that's worth it. I mean, I think so anyway. Though, to be fair, I haven't done a burn-in test. I haven't. I don't have time to do that during the week. But from what I know, what I've seen, it's a pretty solid TV. Last night, man, talk about having just a freaking ball, okay? My wife makes this bomb-ass popcorn, homemade popcorn. For those that don't know, we're vegan. I don't kill any animals or anything like that. I'm against that. But I'm also, you know, a conservative as well. So, you know, yeah, it's one of those things. So it's weird because it's like I'm there and I'm watching my movie and I'm chilling. And I kid you not, it got to a point, we were watching The Great Wall, by the way, and it's an older movie, you wouldn't expect anything of it, right? Like, it's not like older, but it's old enough to where its age should show on a TV. It didn't show. On the A8G, it looked so freaking incredible. I said to my wife, and I swear to God, dude, I was like, it's like watching 3D without glasses. Like, it's ridiculous. Of course, I tweak things around, and right now, I'm working on new settings. Even though I just did new settings for members, I'm working on new settings for the AAG. I basically have them finished, is what I mean to say, because after watching The Great Wall, I was playing around and tinkering with some things in custom, and yeah, it's gonna be crazy. And I'm thinking about doing like a general video for you guys to kind of help you guys with some things. I don't want to spoil anything, but I've got some plans for this upcoming week as well. I was gonna do it this week, but I just didn't have the time to, so gonna make sure I try to do that next week. But point being, yes, the AAG is worth it, cows. Most definitely. Optimus, what's going on? You said Striper is a hair metal band from the 80s, is the first Christian metal band, or Christian metal ever. To Hell with the Devil is one of the best, one of the best albums. Their video was the most requested. You said, okay, it just happened twice. Yeah, that's really interesting. I've never heard of Striper. You'd think I would have. I've heard of like tons of bands, right? Rat, Dokken, Poison. I mean, the list goes on and on. But I've never heard, and I've even delved in like more off-branch things that like a lot of people don't really care too much for, like, you know, Paul Gilbert, Yngwie Malmsteen, like, you know, the real technical guys that can get in there and get the job done on a guitar. And I don't know, man, I just never really got into Striper, so I don't know, maybe check them out. Yeah, thanks for showing that information to me, because I didn't know that. What's going on, Catchorp? I always mess your name up, man. I literally always mess it up, but what's going on? You said, what's up, Q? And thanks for stopping by tonight. Steve Smith, what's going on? You said, hey, Q, you're playing that game on your PC, right? No, unfortunately not. I can't figure out live streams on PC. It's supposedly really stupid easy, and now with NVIDIA Shadow Play, it's supposed to be even easier, like almost as easy as PlayStation. But me being like a total like dinosaur, even though I'm too young for that, I have no idea how to set all that stuff up without like a mic, because apparently you can have a headphone jack on PC, but it's different because you have different like 3mm tips. It's so confusing. Like, oh my god, it's ridiculous. So needless to say, I just say screw it. I put my PlayStation on the Injustice, let it play, turn off, you know, any kind of audio and just, you know, or volume rather for music, and just let it live stream this way, because it's easier than trying to figure that out when I have a live streaming device. Even though the same game does get old, you know, thinking about doing something different, but then I wouldn't be as engaging as I am. So that's kind of, this is just like auto playing game. That's why I run to it. It's an easy way to just talk to you guys, really. If you guys, by the way, know of any other ways that are easier that I could just talk to you like this, please let me know, because I'm not really out there on everything. What's going on? Optimist, you said thank you for answering the question of the TV. Yeah, anytime, man. If you got any other questions, feel free. That's what I'm here for. Daytoro, what's going on? You said how do you assume will H9G will handle the new PlayStation properly, or the new PlayStation, yeah, properly. You tricked me here. You broke it up, so I had to really think on that one. I think he'll handle it just fine, to be honest with you. I think a lot of guys are overhyping PlayStation and Xbox Series X from a specification standpoint of what these machines are going to be capable of. I think a lot of people are expecting, you know, 120 frames a second at 4K. That's not happening. They're expecting 8K at the same thing. That also isn't happening. I think, honestly, so long as you get a solid 60 FPS, you're good either way. Because most games, again, that's been like the target that's really hard to hit for a lot of games. 4K 60, very difficult for most things to hit, and I would only imagine these machines probably won't be more than $500, and I would imagine, again, more of the same. It'd be very difficult for them to hit 4K 60, and if they hit 4K 60, you better believe it's like on medium or low textures across the board. So I would say you'd be fine. You'd be more than fine. You don't have to worry about it. Now, and I have to say this, where the whole FreeSync thing and G-Sync thing is coming into play is really misleading, and I think it's shame on NVIDIA and shame on AMD for not being more clear about this. I know the new consoles are said to have some form of FreeSync and all that stuff, but I feel like that's a bit disingenuous. And the reason I feel that way is because PC has a problem, right? And the problem is we on PC want like 100 plus frames a second. But to get 100 frames a second, you know, would be very difficult. No game runs at that, right? And so there's fluctuations that happen. And with those fluctuations, you're going down to 70 frames a second, back up to 80, back up to 100. And so it's all over the place, and your screen cannot refresh that fast. It can't just adapt to every frame rate change. And because of this, you have to have a type of alternative technology that can, and G-Sync and AMD FreeSync are those technologies. Now the problem is, that's only for people looking for blazing fast 100 plus frame a second gameplay or somewhere in that ballpark. But if you're sitting there with V-Sync on, capping your frame rates at 60 FPS, going no higher, you don't actually need the new features being sold on these newer TVs, which is G-Sync and FreeSync. You don't need it, 100% fact. Because with V-Sync, you're able to synchronize a 60 FPS signal with a 60 FPS frame rate, and you're good to go and have zero problems. And I'm speaking from pure experience and having done this myself. And I'm telling you right now, man, like, these consoles are being oversold, and so are these features, but they know, like, it's a hot buzzword topic, and they're just hitting it so hard for no reason. And I really feel for the people buying their TVs expecting to see true V-Sync and true FreeSync, because truth be told, even if you turn on the new features like the G-Sync on your new OLED and you have your Xbox there, you're not actually getting true adaptive frame rating. At best, you're getting some augmented form of V-Sync on consoles running 60 FPS, but nobody is going to talk about that because people aren't diving into the technicals of it. the technical aspects of it anyway, and I know that's really frustrating. So I hope that answered the question. I know it was very long-winded, but there really is no way to answer that. The H9G should be able to handle, 60 FPS like any other TV running 60 FPS right now. Now, I will say, I know that TVs now are rated at 120 hertz, but sadly, there's just not anything out there that's able to maintain 120 frames a second solid. There isn't a single GPU that I know of on planet Earth right now at any level, consumer or commercial, that is able to tackle that without going upwards and doubling up GPUs or even going up to quad GPUs to be able to hit that kind of frame rate. And even then, it might be challenging. So these new features on these new TVs are being grossly oversold, and that's where I'll say my piece there. So again, hope I've answered the question thoroughly there. We've got in her stomach PSN vids. Well, that was kind of graphic. I had this weird visual. What's going on, man? You said sub, bro. What's going on, man? Thanks for subbing here. We've got Zillow. So I guess I just break it up instead of saying Zillow. Kind of like the what is it, like the home finding app, like Zillow? I don't know. It's weird. What's going on? You said, can anyone see my text? I can see what you wrote. Yeah, what's going on, man? We've got in her stomach. This is so weird. I don't want to say that. I'm just going to call you PSN vids. I don't want to keep saying that. That's just graphic, dude. What's going on? You said Z9F 65-inch, $1,700. Z9F, even at $1,700, that's a bit much. I'd pass on that. It does have a lot of blooming, and that's something that I could just not recommend for that kind of money. When you pay $1,700, the TV had best be perfect for black levels, and that's just my profound view there. You said, should I get it or wait for newer models? Definitely wait. What's going on? Helvete? Uliver? What's going on? Sorry if I butchered your name there. You said, have you heard about the new Q8FN update destroyed the local dimming and brightness when game mode is on? I have heard a lot of things of Samsung updates recently, and I haven't tried to update mine. Never will. It's staying offline. And I highly advise everybody follow suit, because I have plenty test examples, if you care to see them, of me updating and it just going so very wrong for me. So no more updates for me. It's not worth it. But yeah, I have heard of it, and I would definitely be very careful on that front. What's going on? David Gonzalez, what's going on? You said, what's going on? You said, what's up, QA? You said, I'm leaving Xbox and going to PS5. The single-player games on PlayStation are way better. Your thoughts, bro? Yeah, well, I think from a thought perspective, all right, I'm going to be very honest with you. I have a hard time going back to console now from my PC. Very honest with you. Like last night, I just tried to go to Mortal Kombat 11, and I was like, all right, I'll do this. It'll be easy. It was not easy. I struggled with the whole thing. It's like taking off of a blurring filter and then seeing clearly all the details that were missed. And now why this is a big deal is, right, like you buy these expensive TVs, a Sony, a Samsung, whatever you buy, even a Hisense H9F, right? You buy TVs and you're thinking this whole time that you need to upgrade your TV game. I swear to God, it's your console that's nerfing your TV, because your TV is not anywhere near as incapable as you think it is. Try a PC game on it, and I promise you'll see what I'm talking about, because I'm running these games with ultra textures and 60 FPS frame rates, maximum everything, shadows, ambient occlusion, you name it, like everything's on. And I'm seeing such a big improvement in color, like the color depth, the color richness, the isolation of everything. It's just so much better. And so, for me, it's hard to go back to console. Now, between Xbox Series X and PS5, that is a no-brainer. Microsoft isn't even trying to compete with PlayStation. They're literally just saying, hey, you know what? We want an ecosystem. We want to share our games with basically Microsoft's Windows platform, and we don't really care about exclusive games for the first 2 years anyway. They've literally killed that console on arrival. There's no real reason outside of maybe you're an Xbox fan to death to buy it. Other than that, I really couldn't see the reason. PlayStation's multiplats are definitely good. Well, not multiplats, I mean first-party games are definitely good. Though, had to throw this out there. I don't like how political PlayStation has gotten in the recent years. It used to be like, you just play a game without anybody trying to make a point to you in your home, and that's changed, right? And now you're some crazy bigot for saying otherwise, right? When they put a bunch of alphabet flags all over your game, and you find them and you're like, wow, did we really need to put the entire sidewalk, and then the roadway, and then all over the building, and then make a mural building of it? In Spider-Man, was that necessary? You say that, people hate you for it. So, and it's that level of like, kind of like, that gets me a little hung up on PlayStation 5 and their titles. But then Ghost of Tsushima, where there's a game where that couldn't even possibly show up, that I'm just kind of like, all right, cool. So it really does depend. It really does. But ultimately, I think gaming is just a little too political to bet on any brand. I think you're better off just kind of buying multiplats and, you know, in my personal view, buying from Steam, because they let you return any game for any reason. And that alone, now going forward, if I ever see anything like that, I can just say, hey, that's not what I believe in, that's not for me, I can just return this. If they're doing something like over the top, you know, like making political statements, which is great, because a lot of developers are doing that with these non-refundable games on console, and I'm just not with it anymore. I've actually been buying less movies now because of that too. I've noticed a lot more movies are ramping up this whole, like, we need strong women, men hate women in powerful roles. I'll just point out again, last night I watched The Great Wall, and you know, the blue soldiers are all women, and they have the most kick-ass role where they're jumping off the tower and they're stabbing the Taotie. And I'm telling you right now, it is the coolest thing to watch those women work. Okay, no problem with chicks in movies, but the way it's being done now, not my slice, man. It's just like, come on, don't be Captain Marvel. And that's my point. So a long-winded way of saying that's my view on the PlayStation 5. It's definitely going to be fun, but I'm kind of scared of it, because I feel like they're going to ruin a lot of the games. Like, if they came out with, like, let's say, a spin-off of Uncharted, I feel like they're going to ruin it by, like, doing some Mary Sue stuff, or, like, doing some SJW stuff, trying to be, quotation mark, inclusive, which is just communism. They're just trying to force you into accepting whatever, and, you know, whatever. That's their business, but, I don't know, not with it. So, what are your thoughts on it, bro? Let me know. And we've got, Zillow, you said, thanks, PSN. We've got Del. Is it Del or is it Dai? Dai Toro. I gotta know which one it is. I'm messing this up here, and I need to know. You said last question. Do Hisense at least? Wait. Do Hisense fix at least a bit problem with dimming from this year and screen quality lottery? Wait, screen quality lottery? Oh, you're killing me here, man. Hold on. Let me try to process this. Did they at least fix the local dimming, I'm going to guess, and the panel lottery from last year? And then you're asking, what are my thoughts on that? I don't think they had fixed, like, the panel lottery thing. I don't think they would. I would imagine they're still going to try to pump these TVs out in excess, and some quality control issues will get there. Will it be as bad as last year? It's yet to be seen, and I won't give anybody any benefits of the doubt yet. As far as screen quality and local dimming and all that, I would say that it's going to be about where it was last year, because they tried all of our lives. I think it only improved, like, what, 30 zones or something like that? I don't know the official count, but it was some really small number. You're under 200 zones of local dimming, which is not a gigantic leap forward at all. Even Vizio at their P-series level, not even the Quantum, they're able to pull off 200 zones of local dimming. So Hisense not being able to do that is just, for me, like, nah, I'm good on that. What's going on? PSN Vids, you said, yeah, I currently have the 900F. Blooming sucks on the TV. Picture quality on the 900F is top notch. I really like this TV. Huh? That's weird. It was like, you're like, the blooming sucks. I kind of hate it, but you said the picture's top notch. I got you, man. I get where you're coming from, though. What's going on, J-Bomb? You said sub Quantum and everybody. What's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. We've got PSN Vids say Xbox sucks. That wouldn't happen to be a biased opinion there, would it, PSN Vids? I'm just messing with you, man. Yeah, no, lately Xbox does suck. I'm not gonna lie. You can't pretend like it sucks. And lately I've seen a lot of people really, like, bashing me, I guess, if you will. Like, oh, Quantum, you're crazy. You're a terrible human being. You don't want to buy the next Xbox because they said there's no exclusive for the next 2 years. You're an idiot. I hate you. You know, like crazy things like that. But, you know, it is what it is. You say Xbox is worthless, which, yeah, these days I agree, they abandon their brand, so. Shamar, what's going on, man? You said Z9F, in my opinion, is a quality TV. I've seen both sizes demoed, and I was very impressed. We watched Ready Player One 4K on the Panasonic UB820. Nice Blu-ray player, by the way. You said the final fight scene was fantastic. I didn't notice any blooming. Well, I don't know. Maybe they've improved it with a firmware update. I couldn't tell you, but I can tell you when I saw it, it was a joke. Like, you didn't have black bar problems, right? That's not what I'm talking about. A lot of people think I'm saying blooming. Black bar problems are like when you run into high contrast, it seems like a globe, like a planet in space, and you know, you see the surrounding area blooming. No. Run the Mortal Kombat X logo, like with the big dragon. I will send you the picture if you need it. That killed it for me. The Spider-Man, PS4 Spider-Man logo, really tiny bright highlight in the corner, ruined it for me, because you see all this bright glowing around the edges, and I was just like, are you serious with this? So that was my thing. Small highlights and centralized areas of the screen being illuminated. Those two things really did not do good. For general usage, though, I can imagine somebody would be impressed. Though for me, I look at it from like a price point. You know, you're paying a ton of money, and I expect a ton of money to be achieved out of it, and that's just kind of my thing there. What's going on? Let's see what we've got here. PlayStation is the way to game Trophy Hunter here. Trophy Hunter, yeah. He said, and well, blooming doesn't affect every scene, bro. The 900F is a top-notch TV. That's true, and it's kind of like a similar situation with the Z9F. It's where blooming doesn't affect every scene, but my God, when you see it, right, it's like, yeah, I don't really like that part, you know? So that's kind of how I think. Zillow says, how do I become a VIP member? I'll make it super duper easy, because some people are having some mixed results with this. So what I will do is I will go here and not click on that. I will highlight and just copy, and if I can ever get back into my chat here, because it now is lagging out, that's never fun. There we go, and paste. Done. So you just click that link there, and it'll take you to join and be a VIP member, bro. What's going on, Optimus? You said, can you tell us a little knowledge of Enchroma subsampling 44222 and 420? I mean, maybe in a future video, because it is a lot of information to cover, to be honest with you. But to be very honest with you, in the coming months and weeks and so on and so forth, I'm trying to dial a lot of that stuff back, because I feel like a lot of the technical conversation is unnecessary, because the average person watching my videos 9 times out of 10 doesn't really care about all the mumbo jumbo, but rather what it means for them in the real world aspect. So just trying to scale all that stuff back and be normal, you know, per se. Now, that being said, I mean, if you guys have any other questions, I'm more than happy to answer them now, before I wrap up the live stream here, because we're pretty much done. There's not really a whole lot to talk about. There's no real news on any real front, which is disappointing, you know? Like, I would have expected things to change, but there hasn't been a whole lot of movement, right? So any questions, any final questions for me for the night? I'll just wait a couple seconds to see. No, I think we're all good. All right. I want to thank you guys for stopping by and watching tonight. I really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And KJS Medit says, hello. You said, thanks for your last test video. Any vacation plans this year? Let's just hope I can get some vacations in. I don't really have any vacations planned. If I do get lucky enough to be able to get some vacation time, that would be awesome. But so far, I'm just super duper busy. And between work and like trying to balance like the YouTube scheduling and like storyboarding and planning and all that goes into it, it gets really difficult, I'm not gonna lie. So I work way too much. I really do. Hell, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, I'm always up in the morning working my ass off. It's ridiculous. Really should get a good night's sleep for once. But that being said, I do want to thank you guys for stopping by, man. And you guys stay blessed and healthy as well. I see you, Shamar. Steve Smith, I thank you again for stopping by and coming by tonight. Thank you so much, man. And all you guys, man, thank you so much for stopping by. And until the next video, I'll see you guys later.